There are few people in sports as polarizing as NBA Commissioner David Stern. Depending on what city he's in, he's either loudly booed by tens of thousands or cheered as a conquering hero. But no matter what you think of him, you can't argue the game of basketball has been profoundly changed by his 3 decades on the job. And as he prepares to step down next week, he sat down with us.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
So what does it feel like to leave a job you've had for 30 years?
Actually, it feels very good because I am watching my colleagues who have sort of grown up on my watch. They're all ready to go on to bigger and better things under Adam's leadership.
I hear that as you've been getting ready to leave, you've been going through your office, giving away some things.
Yes. The only thing I'm leaving for Adam is a large, lifelike poster of me.
I think that's wise.
I thought, it's actually not a poster, it's a cutout, and I thought I would just leave it standing behind
Looking
the
over
desk.
his shoulder, maybe?
Yes. I may make a few of them, so I'll place them around the office.
What are you most proud of in your time as commissioner?
I'm most proud that my colleagues and I understand there's a greater purpose that can be served by our sport. And we understand that sports has a way of crystallizing discussion about issues. The last time you and I interacted, it was about a visit to Korea.
No, I don't give I'll get rat's ass with
How do you think a group of former NBA players, a number of guys, ended up going over there and say that they don't really realize what they were doing or what they were getting themselves into?
They were blinded by the payday. I don't know what else to say or how directly to say it. But nevertheless, the dialogue around that probably brought more people to understand that this is a repressive regime that starves, tortures, incarcerates its own citizens, while at the same time it has the 4th largest standing army.
Since Donaghy spoke to the feds,
It is pretty remarkable when you look back even over the last decade. It was nearly 7 years ago that Tim Donaghy was arrested, convicted on federal charges for gambling on games he was officiating, and it seemed like such a critical blow at the time. When you look back on that now,
We have had enormous numbers of critical blows. In 1991, when Magic announced that he was HIV positive, that was a potentially critical blow because no one knew how to deal with that.
Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers.
When Ron Artest went into the stands, that was a critical blow.
There goes Artest after somebody in the stands.
When Gilbert Arenas misbehaved in the locker room, when Latrell Sprewell did what he did.
NBA star Latrell Sprewell made a public apology yesterday for attacking Golden State Warrior coach PJ Carlesimo and threatening to kill him.
We always, gather in and protect our league and our players.
how have you managed it though? As you said, there's been a bunch.
You just get up in the morning and you do what you have to do and you get ready to keep growing, almost certain that there'll be some crisis because the morning newspaper always brings something new and interesting.
Now, you guys haven't had to deal with a major steroid or PED scandal. Is that because players in your league really aren't using those kinds of drugs, or the testing just isn't stringent enough?
Our testing is the most stringent in all of sports.
Your testing is more stringent than baseball or the Olympics?
It's probably the same as. I mean, it's we take our lists from the Olympics. Right. I'm not going to make any epic pronunciamentos here, but I'd like to think that our players have determined that this is not a substance or a group of substances that are going to enhance their play, and it's not worth the risks.
Off the floor, off the scoreboard, off the bankboard, no rim.
You're always going to be associated with so many big stars around the NBA. Magic Johnson, Larry, Michael Jordan, and you knew Michael so well. And of course, you're aware when he stepped away from basketball to play baseball, the pervasive rumor was that you had asked him to do that because of his gambling, and you've denied that so many times.
The media are a bunch of sheep. You know, some person on a Sunday morning sports show said, I would like to have been in David Stern's living room when Michael was there. And I was in my living room, but Michael wasn't. And somehow it's too much fun to just to keep asking.
It's not just players, you've had colorful relationships with owners as well. And I gotta say that Mark Cuban in these past couple months has been doing nothing but singing your praises.
Well, that's because he's sharpening his knives for Adam.
I mean, this is the guy.
We entered into a non-aggression pact. I said, Mark, why don't you just chill? We'll set up Adam together, and then you'll go after him.
Right. I mean, you've fined Mark Cuban more than most people's salaries, and yet you've won him over. How have you done that? I
haven't won him over. No one wins Mark over, but he knows that I'm doing my job, and in fact, I think he relishes the fining.
Well, the NBA has had remarkable expansion under your watch. 200 countries, 47 languages. And we've never seen you shoot a basketball. I was trying to go through footage and find you at the free throw line or something.
Yeah, I didn't want to embarrass our players because hitting so many from the free throw line in a row would sort of put too much pressure on them.
I mean, are you a player? Are you a good player?
I used to be. I have no cartilage. I was never a good player.
Well, now you'll have a lot more time to work on your game.
I don't think so. I think so. Golf is going to be the new game.